What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Battle of Central Europe Season 3. This is going to be the second and final series of the day, as we had a couple of problems earlier on, but we're going to be continuing on with Moscow 5. This time they're going to be going up against Buhlo. They met yesterday and they ended up with a 1-1, so maybe we're in for another tie, but who knows. Moscow 5 certainly do need the wins right now. Anyway, here on HeflaTV Hitbox 1, we're going to be bringing you the rest of the games. I'm Mike Loris, and I'm joined by HeflaMoke. How you doing, man?
Good, good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. My microphone is fixed from yesterday. That's awesome. Either way, it's been a chaotic day with BOCE3 forfeiting their games because of DreamHack and whatnot. I don't know, it was kind of disappointing. I was looking forward to especially a Moscow 5 BOCE3. That's like a Russian classico.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
Or Klasicki.
that got the most hype yesterday, and unfortunately, that's not going to be played. It actually just might not be played at all. There is a chance of that, but who knows? I mean, BOCE3, I guess, have bigger priorities, and they're still in the battle, though I think now they're guaranteed a spot in the lower bracket, so there's only like top 3 that they're fighting for right now.
Well, at the moment, there's even like a difference between management and players, because the management on the BOCE3 side, they said, like I translated a Russian article they wrote there, they said they are completely out of the tournament. They forfeit all their games and just go for something else. But the players actually said in Skype that they are not going to forfeit everything. They're just taking the lose in the group stage and then enter the loser bracket in the main event. But who knows? Let's see. Tomorrow we know, I think.
All right, well, look forward to that tomorrow, guys. We'll figure out exactly what is going on. And again, this ticket is now in the Dota 2 store, so pick it up and get a pretty sweet Meepo set, although you probably don't play Meepo, so you're probably not going to use the set all that often. Let's be honest here, guys. Nobody plays Meepo. But we have a draft going on right now, and Buhlo, they're going to waste no time to pick up a Legion Commander combination. Skywrath Mage, Mystic Flare with a duel is pretty good, and, well, Legion already has a couple of nice things to buff out in the Fire Blast and that Paralyzing Cask.
Yep, it's looking good so far. I mean, Skywrath Mage, Legion Commander, this is an awesome combination. Legion Commander is holding the target still, and if you miss that Mystic Flare, you gotta be drunk. Which might not be uncommon in Russian games, but still, like, it's pretty hard to miss.
I saw it happen once or twice when the Legion Commander jumped in for a duel, and Skywrath Mage thought that she was going to duel target A, but she instead went for target B and completely whiffed Mystic Flare, but hopefully that isn't going to be an issue. There was a stand-in issue there, so that's why that happened. It's pretty interesting to see, but hopefully that won't be an issue. Moscow 5, they go with the Witch Doctor Ogre Magi. They have dual stunners as their opening. I personally think that the Vengeful Ogre Magi is a little bit more powerful for aggressiveness, but I mean, you will have a lot of poking power with these two heroes, and a lot of kill potential as well when you're talking about going into a Skywrath Mage, one of the softer support heroes in the game.
Yep. And I'm actually curious what they're gonna ban, because right now, with the 2 supports already on Moscow 5 sides, it's time to ban cores. And they already started on Buhlo's side, Duza out, Void out, and before that already they made sure we have no Ravage. The Ravage in this tournament actually quite a value skill. Like, so far, most of the team that picked the Titan actually won, which is quite interesting. So, I don't know, no Ravage, no fun?
I mean, it is a powerful skill. I don't know exactly what the ratio is between picking up Tidehunter and actually pulling out a victory, but he's a hero that is first pick material, first ban material for sure, and I mean, he could get the job done, especially in lane. We saw it earlier today when just the Tidehunter, even without the Ravage, was doing some pretty serious work. Well, Moscow 5, they decided to ban out the Space Cow. I don't think there was a real possibility of that, but it's kind of
not
a bummer
really,
to see.
I didn't see it coming at all, but I don't know, maybe they know something we don't know about Buhlo, even though I think the last games of Buhlo, they didn't pick Space Cow or anything crazy, so I don't know where this one is coming from. It was just like, I don't know, guys, I don't know what to ban, let's just click randomly. Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well ban out, like, traditionally more powerful heroes if you're in that scenario, but I personally don't see the huge combo with, well, maybe, like, press the attack with greater bash attack speed. It's like kind of not really a thing, but who knows? Either way, no Spirit Breaker this game. And Moscow 5, they're going to pick up a Jakiro, which is a hero that they have not been playing that much in this tournament. So maybe they are looking to turn up the aggression dial just a little bit. The tower pushing for sure is going to be useful, but at the same time, Liquid Fire screws over Legion Commander pretty badly in those duels.
Yeah, it sort of is. Especially also the Ice Path is delaying the duel so that you don't really have a duel winner, even though you have the lockdown on a target. And of course, since we already have Ogre Magi, Witch Dog, and Jakiro, I'm actually wondering in what position the Jakiro is going to be played. Moscow 5, they have been experimenting with the core Jakiro. I don't know. I'm looking forward to another Jakiro mid. Like, the only time I casted a Jakiro mid was really when I casted BBC. They pretty much introduced this. All people say it was Fnatic, but actually it was BBC who started with it, and then it sort of took a little swing into the tier 1 scene. But I don't know. Right now, they could go for everything. It could be dual lanes, it could be a Jakiro core, it could be pretty much everything.
I think the most frequently seen lane setup that I've seen, I think, has been just Jakiro dual lanes. Like, if you put Jakiro with an Ogre Magi, you're probably not going to get any kills, but on the top lane, that is, for Moscow 5. So it's a dual lane with Jakiro, Ogre Magi, something like that. You're probably not going to get any kills, but you're going to do your best to shut down the enemy, and it usually doesn't die, and it usually gets a little bit of farm in Jakiro, and he doesn't really need that much gold. He really just needs experience. So that's what I see the most from this hero. Going for a tri-lane super aggressively can also work. Going for mid, maybe it's going to be a priority for them, but Vigos usually takes the mid role, and it doesn't really seem like a Vigos hero, the Jakiro, but it is a possibility for sure. The hero can go into any one of those lanes. He's almost definitely going to be played as a core, though. That much is a given. Buhlo, they're going to pick up a Nature's Prophet, so, I mean, it's a very middle-of-the-ground hero. It doesn't really show which direction they're going to go, although with the Legion Scarth Mage, it kind of is already showing that they want to be aggressive.
Well, the good thing about a Nature's Prophet is you have settled your offlane problem, so that's our most likely candidate for it. And of course, the good thing is, like, whenever the Legion Commander spots something out, hiding somewhere in the trees with a Blink Dagger, he can initiate, and I don't know, maybe the enemy team thinks, like, they're safe, but the Nature's Prophet can obviously just come up as soon as the duel pops up, and then, yep, put something into it. Like, in the tier 2 team, I actually saw, like, a Dagon Nature's Prophet being played in the Legion Commander combo. He was just looking for targets, he was TPing in, Dagon finishing off the duel, and that's pretty much how they got it through. I doubt it's gonna happen here, but I mean, right clicks will do pretty much the same magic.
Well, you're working with an Ancient Seal, so Dagon actually is pretty good here, and against Weaver, Witch Doctor, very, very soft heroes. It's for sure not the most common build, but in this game, if the right scenario presents itself, I could see a Dagon getting some serious damage done. The Weaver pickup for Moscow 5 previously did lose them a game as they got outpushed before they could really make that happen. This is a possibility in this game, but I don't think it's really going to happen. Buhlo have a couple of great tools to deal with that Weaver, honestly. I mean, they have the Waning Rift from Puck after a blink. That's one of the best lockdowns you could ask for on a Weaver. Scarth Mage, very similar with that Ancient Seal. Buhlo, they're lacking hardcore stuns, but they don't really need stuns if they have this many ways to deal with Weaver.
To be honest, I disagree, Mike, because, like, there's a Weaver, and what is a Weaver mostly allergic to? Is silences. Right now we are looking at the Seal, we're looking at the Duel, and the Puck Waning Rift, plus even a Dream Coil, which helps, because in that time that the Weaver is, for example, stunned, Chikuchi out makes it even very likely that he sometimes breaks the Dream Coil stun. It's exactly the time you need to silence him. If we see another Orchid, for example, or Hex, something like that on a Nature's Prophet, they have a full set of disable for a Weaver, even through a Linkens, because they have plenty of spells to get rid of that Linkens. So I actually think the Weaver is kind of a bold move into this draft.
Yeah, I mean, the Weaver's up against a whole bunch of silences, and he has some form of cover and just stuns, random AoE stuff being thrown around by the rest of his team. But if Buhlo actually make a concentrated effort in order to shut down the Weaver, then odds are they will be able to get him, unless they are just, chaotically jumping in, which is, of course, bound to happen eventually at some points of this game. Moscow 5, last pick. It is going to be a Darkseer, not exactly the hero that we see all the time, especially with Centaur in the pool to take that offlane role. It actually works out pretty well here, I think. They just, at the very least, need someone on the front lines to take a couple of hits and try to be a little bit of a distraction for Buhlo, or for Moscow 5 rather.
Well, Darkseer, I didn't see this one coming actually, but it's quite a nice combo if you consider like Iron Shell Weaver. Like if you catch up with Chikuchi, you can place yourself next to a target, already bringing up the damage of the Iron Shell and stuff. It's pretty good. As in counter push, they have quite something, to be honest. I mean, we're looking at the Ignite, Breath, Liquid Fire, like the Bugs can buy some time, Iron Shells and everything. And when it comes to like cluster fights, well, the Vacuum Ice Path is a nice combination, obviously. But to be honest, right now you don't really want to go for cluster fights, especially now that we saw the Swen. I don't think you don't want to do this. That's a lot of cleave coming their way. Waning Rift AoE, Orbis AoE, Dream Coil, like even the Legion Commander having quite some AoE, and of course Nature's Prophet with the ultimate. I think you have to go for like separately focusing one target down here. Especially the Swen might be a first focus target, or the Legion Commander.
The Moscow 5 are in kind of this middle ground where they have, the Jakiro, so usually want to be playing very aggressively with that hero, trying to take down towers. Weaver and Darkseer typically like to take things a little bit slower, especially the Weaver. As far as carry heroes go, you could certainly do a lot worse than Weaver when you want to be fighting early on, but you could also be doing a lot better. And Darkseer can get the job done early with High Point Ion Shell, but I don't know, Moscow 5's lineup seems just a little bit clustered, whereas Buhlo, I mean, they have the power of Skywrath Mage Sven early on. That could, by itself, get some kills when you add a Nature's Prophet on top of that, and when you're ganking into a lane with Legion Commander or Puck, you could certainly get a lot of action happening. So I think I favor Buhlo's lineup just a little bit. I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Well, I actually have to say, if they manage to get the Weaver out of the equation, then M5's draft will just fall apart. If they don't manage to get the Weaver and they put a lot of, like, I don't know, cooldowns in trying to get him, and they won't succeed, then M5 will turn this around over time. That's pretty much like the only condition I have to it. But overall, I think Buhlo, they should be able, at least till the mid game, they will focus down that Weaver easily.
All right, well, we'll see if they're successful in doing so, because we see a little bit of a weird scenario right here for Moscow 5. They have Blow Your Brain on the bottom lane Darkseer. Pretty standard right there. King R is going to be playing the Ogre Magi support. It's going to be a support Jakiro up towards top with Tron on the Weaver. And that leaves Vigos mid lane as the Witch Doctor.
Yep, and we already have like a small duel here, like the Legion Commander versus Blow Your Brain, but you don't want to go for that duel. Iron Shell is just too powerful. Like, as on the other side, introducing the players, like, I'm gonna have a actually hard time. This is Ars on the Swen here in the top lane, like, followed up by Sima the Slayer. That's kind of easy, but then we have the Nature's Prophet with an awesome name.
It's Stallianer.
Have any idea? Who is that?
Stallianer.
Ah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
in the mid, we have Mr. No One, and obviously the one who was in that duel with Blow Your Brain is Mr. Pasha. Awesome name.
For sure. So this is going to be certainly a weird laning scenario. Jakiro up on top is going to be able to fight quite often. Him along with King R are some of the more tanky intelligence heroes in the game. Like, I think Moscow 5 actually have the 3 tankiest int heroes in the game with the Jakiro, with the Ogre Magi, and with the Darkseer. So they have a lot of bulk for sure, but putting Vigos over towards the mid lane. First of all, I mean, Witch Doctor does have some pretty good base damage. When you add the Null Talisman stats on top of that, you're going to be hitting pretty hard. That being said, if you are going to be going up against a Puck, you can very easily dodge Paralyzing Casks, and that stymies his aggression by quite a bit. Despite that, though, he's doing very good at just poking at that Puck, and that's actually surprising, I would think.
Yep, I don't know, like, they pulled kind of the short straw when it comes to, like, harass damage top. The Sven didn't even do anything, just the power of the Nature's Prophet range, plus the Skywrath Mage pumping in a lot of damage with 2 clarities, both of them used already. So yeah, they had to go back and get some HP back. The problem is, well, I think Buhlo will, in the end, as soon as Liquid Fire comes out, like, won't be successful here. The harass damage should be on M5's side.
Yeah, and the kill potential is certainly high on both sides, but with Jakiro, Ogre Magi, I think they have just a little bit more kill potential. Over towards mid, we see No One going pretty aggressive versus Vigos. He will not phase shift that Maledict, but he's going to chase this Witch Doctor down, and this is probably just going to be par for the course. No One has another orb, and Vigos should not be able to dodge this, and that's going to be first blood drawn by the Puck. As nice as it is to have someone with a lot of base damage and who will be able to go on the aggressive pretty decently. On the defense, Witch Doctor just can't hold up versus the Puck, and not surprisingly, mid lane is going to draw first blood.
Yep, I mean, he was very far into that lane. I don't know why. Like, even right now, he's trying to do that, being aggressive and everything on a Witch Doctor. That's probably the right thing to do, especially since the Darkseer is coming in, and now the Puck has a problem. He has to sap out, but he's completely out of mana. If they get him, then this might be a big problem. Maledict is up. I actually like this build. Now, with Iron Shell, this is definitely a kill.
Took a lot of support, a lot of time for Blow Your Brain, but he has a salve, he has a tango. he will be fine. In the meantime, top lane, we have a brawl going on. Jakira already down. Tron taking quite a bit of damage as they try to go for a Sven. Not the hero you want to focus pretty much ever. Now the Sprout onto Tron. He has another Shukuchi. There's no true sight here. Let's see if he can put enough distance between himself and the enemies. It looks like he will. Seema has one more bolt, but that won't be lethal on the Weaver. So just going to be one kill in favor of Buhlo up on the top lane, but trading your puck in exchange from that one, I mean, could certainly be a lot worse for Buhlo, but I think they should be happy with what they have.
Yeah, I mean, both teams spend pretty much all their mana. Like, Nature's Prophet is completely out of mana. Swen and Scarab Mage, they have to go back pretty much to their fountain, while all three of M5 are still standing. Well, I think they made, like, sort of a good trade, especially since the puck got sort of, like, revenge killed in the mid. And Vigos, like, it's awesome to see a Witchdog mid. I definitely love it. This Maledict build, let's see where this one is going. So far, he doesn't really manage to get any follow-up damage into the Maledict. And with the phase shift, he's dodging quite some damage off it as well.
If you're going to be laning a mid lane Witch Doctor, I do think this is the build to go for, as usually you want your mid lane hero to be the one setting the pace of the game, and as nice as Voodoo Restoration is for sustaining pushes and stuff like that, you want your Witch Doctor to have kill potential. And with maxed out Maledict, he will have just that. Now going to start for no one. He's going to stun up with the cast, chain stun with the Ice Path and Fire Blast. Maledict already up, and Puck going to take a hell of a lot of damage. I think this might be lethal. Puck gets up to the top, but was killed by neutral creeps, Mud Golems. Nobody likes Mud Golems, and that's not exactly why, but that is going to be a pain in the ass for Moscow 5.
Well, this is definitely the best outcome of this fight for the Puck. Like, Mud Golem, nobody likes Mud Golems, but still, oh, we have Ogre Magi with one stun here, maybe, but he's using it just to get that creep instead of going on the Nature's Prophet. In the mid, however, we have a go on that Witch Dog. They really want to dive in. Waning Rift up on him, and the rest is just about right clicks. I think that should do the trick.
I don't think this Witch Doctor mid is really going to work out. Top lane, they're going to go for Stallianer one more time. Phase Boots on the Nature's Prophet is certainly nice, but you can't compete with Shukuchi, and when you're ignited, you're not going anywhere anytime soon. Nature's Prophet on top lane is going to be the trade, but I was just about to say, I don't think the Witch Doctor mid lane is really going to work out. I think if you go for Witch Doctor mid, then you get a Dagon, but I'm not entirely sure. Pashu on bottom lane. He's in a little bit of trouble potentially, but he will be just fine. Blow Your Brain has a level 3 Ion Shell, and Pashu wants to fight this one. Has Seema the Slayer coming in, and that might be enough to kill off Blow Your Brain. I think this duel is going to fizzle, and it will. Pashu might get the kill. He will. So it's going to be a kill. No damage, unfortunately, for the Legion, but hey,
oh, but
you get a kill.
Look at the Nature's Prophet. He's already been stunned. Ice Path out, and the Buck will definitely kill him, if not directly go for the Ogre. So he's going down. And you say it might not work out in mid, but to be honest, what I see right now is that, like, whatever happens on the map, wherever Buhlo commits or wherever M5 commits, on the other side of the map, something else is happening. So they trade equally, not in one lane, just in two different lanes. Action mostly at the same time, which is kind of hard for us to get it on camera, but still, it's all equal at the moment. The Puck just being slightly ahead of the Witch Dog, but in experience, for example, the Witch Dog is superior.
Well, he's going to land another Maledict onto no one with a little bit of Death Ward channeling. I think that will be lethal. Puck will have another phase shift soon, and he might dodge one tick. There's one, and he will survive. Oh,
wow.
Man. That
was timing.
That's kind of why we don't see Witch Doctor mid all the time. As good as Maledict is, there are so many ways to avoid it, like heals, phase shifts. It's a very slow damage over time spell if you can't just nuke them down immediately.
Still, it requires quite some experience to actually get it timed that well, and to be honest, this one didn't even really require some timing. He just spammed it as soon as it was ready, and it's just aligned with the fact that Maledict was about to take. But maybe top we're gonna see a kill, because the Nature's Prophet, even with phase boots, they might go for it. There's the Ignite, they just need the stun, but at the moment there's the Sven is working with it. The Puck in the meantime got the Witch Dog kill, but still, that Nature's Prophet, he will die from the Buck and the right clicks, or will he?
Well, he's going to die in the end, but here comes Pashu. He will not be able to win this duel. However, he's going to try to go for it. This duel is once again doomed to fizzle. Ogre Magi are way too tanky against almost purely physical damage heroes. They will get the kill on the Ogre, but it's once again no duel damage for the Legion Commander. Regardless, it's still a 1-for-2 trade. I mean, Witch Doctor going down, Ogre Magi going down is still going to be benefiting Buhlo numerically. It's kind of unfortunate to see Legion Commander get so many duels off but not win any, but hey, such is the life of a Legion Commander.
Yep, it's kind of unfortunate that the Ogre Magi went for the Soul Ring build. I mean, it's obviously the better one, but I prefer to have a stick on top of it. But oh, bottom, they go for the Nature's Prophet, who just came into that lane. He's going to use his ultimate. That's the last thing he's pretty much doing. Tron, he should get out of here. I mean, he has Magic Wand. Everything should be fine, but the tower, well, you have to see about this one.
We Seema's going to come in, immediately get fire blasted. Tron has another Shikuchi, and he will use it to get himself out of there. There is a silence into Tron, but now Surge and Shikuchi, this bug is moving awfully quickly. They dive very deeply for the Nature's Prophet kill, which they do in fact get. But it might not be for free because mid lane, yes, no one has a coil in 4 seconds. A little bit mistimed. Here comes the Nature's Prophet. Does he have a Sprout? He does, but Vigos already under cover of his tier 1 tower. Also has Blow Your Brain to support. They're going to throw a cask over towards Nature's Prophet. Will not bounce a single time. They will very easily land a Maledict, but can they put enough damage into this to make it lethal? It looks like it won't quite be enough. Blow Your Brain not fast enough to get in. To Surge, not enough. No Blink Dagger or anything like that. So they force the Nature's Prophet out. They rough him up a little bit, but no kill. Not yet.
Yeah, that Nature's Prophet actually gotta be careful. I mean, with the stick and face boots, you're not invulnerable, and at the moment, wherever he goes, he's on the focus. Even in mid, they try to instantly follow up. So let's see where this one is going. Like, at the moment, I just wish he had more XP. The Legion Commander a bit under attack, but this will only end in some HP lost with, I don't know, press the attack. He even restores enough to be almost on full HP again.
Yeah, only 100 HP out from maximum. Press the attack is extremely strong in these types of chipping scenarios. They're going to try to go for Tron, however, they miss the overwhelming odds, so I don't think they could actually go for this one. No Mystic Flare just yet on Seema the Slayer, almost level 6, but he's going to catch Unstable over in a corner. And well, Jakiro actually has quite a lot of backup, and Jakiro's not the type of hero you want to dive in the corner. 3-man Ice Path, and Tron and King R working from the outsets are going to make a trade 1-for-1 so far. Wall is going to drop, will not make a single illusion just yet, as Pashibashi skirting around the edges will not kill off Tron, dropping to 70 HP. Arzik is going to be in a little bit of trouble though. He's completely surrounded, and well, Coil is going to be dropped onto Tron. Stormhammer will kill him off. Sven is going to be the trade. No one still in the area, though he's not going to last for very long. One more orb through, and he's going to be the price of this battle. Legion Commander on her way out. Looks like she will be able to make it out alive. Where is the Nature's Prophet? He's not going to teleport into this scenario, but Pashibashi wants back in. Does not have enough mana for a duel. Just a little bit short. King R might still be going down regardless. However, with one more Arcane Bolt chasing him down, it's going to be not enough. He lives at 10 HP. Now Pashibashi and Seema, they're taking quite a bit of damage from Vigos Ion Shell already on the creep. They really need Nature's Prophet here, but it's a little bit too late right now. Even if he did come in, he wouldn't be able to get anything. The score is now tied 9-9.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate. The placement of the wall actually ruined the fight for Moscow 5. I mean, in the end, it was a good fight overall, like as in like by numbers. But the wall positioning just a centimeter to the right would have made a difference, because then, for example, Sven being caught in that nice little TP out spot at the side chop, he would have permanently triggered an illusion of himself, and that would have made a difference. But bottom, we have an invisibility rune on the Legion Commander, and that might lead to a kill on Tron.
I don't know. Our Zeke is going to play the things very obviously, and level 3 Stormhammer is it. Nature's Prophet actually dies on top. Vigos dropping pretty low in exchange, but he already used the Death Ward to get that kill, and that's going to give him a killing spree. No one in the area, though. Coil is not available. He's going to get Fire Blasted, and Ice Path, well, it is guaranteed to hit. Jaunt out, though. It's possible, and it will get out of that area alive. Here comes some TP support from Buhlo, teleporting 2 heroes in. Still Blow Your Brain and King R, now hit with the concussive, slowed down with the overwhelming odds as well. King R dropping pretty low. Pashibashi so desperately wants a single stack of dual damage, but no one is going to kill the Ogre Magi first. Here comes the Coil, though, onto Unstable. Mystic Flare, can they get the duel? Yes, they will. Finally, Pashibashi claims some extra damage as they kill off yet another target. And now with the Nature's Prophet here, he only has 2 points in Nature's Call, but this should be a tower push.
Yep, I mean, this was the 4th duel we saw this game, and it's the first win. So finally the Legion Commander is starting up to stack some damage for these duels and his effort. But yeah, it's a tower down. That definitely gives Buhlo, yeah, not just those 2 kills, also like some nice gold from the tower. The Nature's Prophet actually getting the last on hit, and we have to look at his items. Like, is this what I think it is? It seems like an Orchid. That's what I said in the draft already.
It's possible that he goes for an Orchid up against a Weaver, and well, pretty much everyone from Moscow 5. It will be huge. I don't know, it could just be like a Blade Mail as well. I mean, having that item in your inventory doesn't really mean that much. Hell, he could even be Drums if he really wants to go for that. It's unlikely, but
I hope not. I think in this game, like, a Blade Mail build is not really supportive.
Well, I mean, it will. Like, you could do a lot worse. I mean, Orchid is going to mean that he is just very easily focused down. And well, speaking of easily focused down, no one in a corner has an orb to get out of here. And with the silence, he will be able to get right next to Seema, but right into a Death Ward. Seema's getting obliterated, especially with the multicast to finish him off. That's going to be TP's in. Pashibashi can teleport right into a Macro Pyre. Not exactly where you want to be as any hero. Going to take quite a bit of damage, but press the attack will juice him right back up to fightable amounts of HP. They're going to try to go for Puck, however, they won't be able to land anything. Still, Pashibashi's in trouble, and the Macro Pyre, the Maledict rather, level 3 is going to kill out that Legion commander. Now it's going to be a push for Moscow 5, pretty much replicating exactly what happened previously up on the top lane, except this time it's Moscow 5 to strike. They can't go for any more, but it looks like they'll be happy with what they got. This Jakiro actually doesn't have any liquid fire, so pushing is going to be pretty difficult. It's going to be Stallianer over towards mid to just try to straight TP out Coil. Well, that's actually on his own team, so that's not going to happen. Ogre Magi going to now try to duel up against no one. Vigas with the cask, but hitting a puck with the cask is really difficult, and looks like that might be it, although Tron on the bottom lane not looking to be in the best position. He's going to actually deal with the fizzled out Sentry Ward, so lucky for him there's no opportunity there for Buhlo, and I think that should be it. These teams sure do enjoy the early game fighting, and I guess this is kind of where Witch Doctor as core really shines in early game fights like this. He's at 3,500 gold.
Yep, we have 23 kills in 13 minutes. That's definitely something we can be happy about, something the casters and the viewers will enjoy. The only thing I didn't understand about this bottom fight is that, like, for example, the Legion commander, he knew there's an Ice Path, Maledict, and a Macro Pyre waiting for him. He yet just TP'd in. Bottom lane, the Nature's Prophet, he's just gonna be driven out back to base for him. Still, that was very questionable because, like, he lost more than half of his HP even though he was healing himself. And in the end, he even died because he got chased under the tier 2 tower. That is a very bold move to just, know what's waiting for you and still going ahead with the TP.
Well, yeah, top lane, he might be in a similar situation where he's just completely out over his head. He's going to get vacuumed back. The Ion Shell doing quite a bit of damage. Here comes Stallianer with a little bit of help, but it won't be enough to save the Legion Commander. Multicast kills him off, but here comes Puck and Sven. God Strength proc, and Blurry Brain is going to drop in a coil onto King R just for good measure. Ice Path is going to connect onto 2, which will buy King R enough space to get himself out of there. So Unstable doing his job as a support Jakiro, but still it's going to be a 1-for-1, relatively even as far as who goes down up on top lane. But oh man, this game is kind of starting to get out of control. I mean, there is now a Blink Dagger on Puck, so Buhlo are going to have ways of opening fights outside of just running into each other. And, well, Vigas buys a straight-up BKB. It's certainly going to be a useful item, but the physical damage on Buhlo is certainly capable of killing off the Witch Doctor, even though he may be magic immune. He's going to try to go for Stallianer. If the cask bounces a single time to anything and double stuns Nature's Prophet, then he's just going to drop. There's the cask, Maledict, Death Ward. And I don't think the Nature's Prophet can survive this one. Even though Puck does come in for a fast silence, Nature's Prophet is dead. Vigas might be dead as well, though. He's going to try to Voodoo Restoration his way out to freedom, but that's not going to happen. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Yep, and I think a trade he's happy. To be honest, I support this BKB. I completely do, because right now the only thing that's holding him back from doing crazy amount of damage is obviously all the interrupts and all the silences we have on the side. Something I talked about in the draft. So the BKB is saving you from that. And now if he finishes actually Aghanim Scepter next, and we see that before the 30-minute mark, then Buhlo in team fights, if they can't stop the Witch Dog or immediately kill him off, this is really bad news.
And because he is core, he does have already a level 2 ultimate, and it's only 16 minutes into the game, which is pretty much unheard of for Witch Doctors that are played in a support role. So assuming he can consistently farm up, and he has been doing decently well with it, then he will be able to contribute quite a bit in these fights just with his ultimate combination alone. Of course, BKB does not protect you against being interrupted with a duel, but that's kind of thin. I mean, Legion Commander might be able to do that occasionally, but it's certainly not the best way to do it. Tron on bottom lane has a double damage rune, and they're looking to rotate in potentially. Jakiro has a Quelling Blade. Sure, why not?
Well, with the double damage on a Reaver, I actually thought they tried to make something happen. I mean, the Jakiro just needs to catch him with the Ice Path. What I really dislike about the Jakiro is, I mean, a level 4 Ice Path, 2 points in Breath, at least 1 value point in that Liquid Fire, that should have happened, in my opinion.
Yeah, 20% attack slow, it doesn't sound like a lot, and honestly, when you compare it to maxed out, it does get kind of underwhelming, but it still does do a crap
now it's
ton,
happening.
especially when you're dealing with the Legion Commander. Top lane, Vigas wants Blood, Maledict, and already the BKB. He's going to channel the Death Ward. I don't know if that's going to be lethal, especially with Nature's Prophet teleporting back to the base. It looks like he will be just fine, but it's going to be top lane Darkseer getting killed. I was not watching him. I was watching the Witch Doctor, but Witch Doctor didn't even get a kill, so it's just a straight up one single pick for Buhlo.
Yep, that was a very weird kill on the Darkseer. I didn't see it either because all my eyes were on that Death Ward, how much damage it does. But by the time he actually started it, it was not going to work.
Really needs a
Sorry,
little bit more.
I was sneezing there.
All right, well, you really need a little bit more lockdown if you're going to be using Death Ward to its greatest capacity. I mean, that's why we see Witch Doctor being partnered up with the likes of Faceless Void and Tidehunter, heroes that offer a long stun, so that you have all the time in the world to just channel off that Death Ward. But when you're running things by yourself as Witch Doctor, as Vigos has been in this game, it's a lot more difficult to actually get those kills. A straight TP out, once you get out of range, is going to ensure your survival in some cases. Nature's Prophet will be able to do that sometimes, maybe not everyone, although Warcry is certainly going to help them in getting that additional armor to get themselves out of there. It looks like top lane Buhlo are looking to set up with a Blink duel onto Blow Your Brain. It's going to be close. Puck is here as well. I don't know if they have quite enough damage. It's going to be very close. The duel is going to be won by Pashibashi, but now caught in the Ice Path. The coil is going to drop, which is going to slow down Vegas a little bit, but it's not going to be enough to save the puck. And at the same time, Legion Commander gets obliterated by the Ogre Magi. It's a 2 for 2 as Weaver actually dies on the bottom lane.
Yeah.
Don't really know what
it's
happened
quite hilarious
there,
what these teams do, because like if they get kills, they get it pretty much at the same time. So if there was actually, I don't know, some contest in synchronous action on multiple lanes, then these two teams will definitely win that championship. So yeah, we had a 2-for-1 trade in the top lane, and that Weaver just, I don't know how he died, because he died under the tier 2 tower. I can just assume he was chasing, and that's pretty much it. But also in the mid, we have some more action with the Nature's Prophet coming in, and this is an easy kill for them. Stun, okay. Oh, look at the Nature's Prophet! This will be close.
I think he's dead. Yeah, he's
Yep.
dead. So Ogre
Never
Magi had
underestimate
a
Ogre.
40% chance of getting that kill, and he rolled lucky. So Ogre Magi taking someone down with him, it's not the best, obviously, since he's died before. But top lane, we have another duel. Vigos already has his heal active, though. It's going to once again be close, but this duel will once again be won by Pashibashi. Duel will not fizzle. Tron's going to put a lot of damage into the Legion Commander, though, who's clearing off the bugs or the creeps or something. Now trying to run away. Has another Blink Dagger soon, plus Bottle. Tron will not be able to make this retaliation kill happen. This Legion Commander hasn't had that many dual wins. This is only the third one, but you know, for 20 minutes in, 38 damage is just slightly below where you want to be. She's still doing pretty fine, and Tron still has to be very careful up towards top. As we said before, a blink into a Waning Rift is one of the best ways to open up on a Weaver.
Yep, absolutely. And well, the Nature's Prophet dying, that slows his Orchid down considerably, but still, he's not far away. Just, yeah, it's a tiny bit more gold, and we have another disable, another CC, as in like a silence on Buhlo's side, and that will definitely help. Like, the world for Weaver is definitely going to be less funny, but the Nature's Prophet, just talking about it, he's going to die in the bottom lane, slowing the Orchid even more down.
Hey, eventually he'll be able to get some justice and kill off the Weaver in a very similar fashion, but it is not this day. But Vigos up on top is going to be walking right into an invisible Sven, plus a dual Mystic Flare. My god, Vigos is going to get obliterated. To be fair, no hero would have been able to survive that, but crap, they found the right target in the Witch Doctor. So it's going to be still just trades everywhere. At the end, Buhlo is going to pull ahead by 1 kill, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the case for very long.
Yeah, I mean, but this comes down to just Vigos' playstyle at the moment. I mean, in the mid, I totally supported it, just for the fact that against the puck, when you play a Witch Dog mid, you have to be aggressive. Just stand your ground, because usually the puck is the one who's aggressive, because he's just an elusive hero, which makes him like, yeah, you know, he's trying to harass you out of lane all the time, because you know he can escape anytime he wants to. But now his playstyle, I think, it should stop. It should stop right here, because he's getting caught out too often, and the Legion Commander is feeding on him.
Speaking of the Legion Commander feeding, she's going to jump forward, start the duel onto King Art. This is once again going to be a close situation. This time Pashibashi is all alone. Ice Path is going to make the duel fizzle. Pashibashi still really wants this kill. Overwhelming odds won't quite do it. Now a TP attempt out. Vacuum back. Blow Your Brain is going to kill off the Legion Commander in one way or another. That's going to be that. Witch Doctor at the same time kills off the Nature's Prophet. Did he use the Death Ward? Looks like he did. Also use that BKB. So it's going to be Buhlo pushing a little bit too far, and now it's going to be Moscow 5 taking the 1-kill lead. The Legion Commander is definitely not strong enough to jump in and duel people and win just by herself. She needs at least one other hero there with her.
Yep, this game is, I don't know, as close as you can get it, but look at Vigos dying again just by a solo Scarab Mage landing like his Mystic Flare and everything, and bottom we have even more action, and I think, oh, the Sven is not going to die. They're actually all TPing on there safe. But yeah, if we look at the crafts, I think now we have like a breathing second to actually look at the crafts. In experience, both of them never really exceeded the 2k mark, just a tiny bit on Moscow 5, but it's forth and back, it's just a roller coaster up and down. And on gold, well, M5 has a tiny advantage for the last 10 minutes, but give it 2 kills, and this is completely turned around. So this game, 22 minutes, 20-20, we couldn't ask for more.
And Legion Commander is going to be pretty happy about this. Fighting this often makes this hero very, very good. And, well, it's kind of the same thing for Darkseer. If you're fighting this early as Darkseer, you should be very happy with your circumstance. Moscow 5, they're still working with a core Witch Doctor who, come late game, can do something, but not that much. Pashibash is going to jump right in with help of Mystic Flare. Will not be enough to kill off Tron. Vacuum back into a wall. Macro Pyre and Buhlo, they're taking so much damage. Sima and the Scarlet Mage in general are going to drop very quickly. Sven now is going to be a casualty. The combo for Moscow 5 finally comes together. It took them a little bit of a long time, but they got it together in the end. Blurry Brain going to try to go for Puck, as Puck, well, does blink up to the north, will be just fine. The rest of the Moscow 5 team will clean up the tier 1 tower. Buhlo did not see that combination coming. This is a maxed out vacuum that we're talking about, plus a level 2 wall, and of course a level 2 macro pyre. That is a crap ton of damage.
Yep, and it all aligned. They stood in line just waiting for all the damage. Like, the positioning was very weird. They stood, I mean, they got really everything. Bounces, the wall, the vacuum, ion shell damage, macro pyre, a ice path, breath, and even the liquid fire hit them all. Like, the sum of all this damage, like, I don't think anyone could have, like, pulled a decent team fight out of this. Position-wise, Buhlo has to definitely improve on these fights. Like, it's so dangerous against the Darkseer and Jakiro alone. And then later we're gonna talk about a Witch Doctor with the Arcanum Scepter, Death Ward, and then it's gonna hurt a lot.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they do stand chances if they pick slightly smarter fights with Legion Commander, like jumping into 4 heroes as any hero is dangerous enough, and trying to go for a straight-up duel. I don't think the duel was actually won by anybody. I think it probably just fizzled. Yeah, no one on Moscow 5 has any additional damage, so that's pretty good for Buhlo. But still, you can't really afford to jump in like that. Oh, they're going to waste a coil towards top. Not really a huge deal, as coil doesn't have the longest cooldown, but still, no kills happening on the top lane. But either way, Pashibashu, even with the Mystic Flare behind him, can't feel bold enough to jump into that many heroes. It's slightly suicidal, and we saw exactly why. In the meantime, Vigos is going to find, once again, the poor Nature's Prophet. Death Ward is going to very quickly be cancelled by Orchid, but Blurry Brain's here as well, so a kill is going to happen one way or another. Nature's Prophet down, and now Moscow 5, they're starting to pull away with a slight kill lead. But from what we've seen in this game, I don't think we could expect any sort of kill leads to stick.
No, I mean, this Nature's Prophet at the moment, it doesn't work out. The early game was not too successful on him, and oh well, we have the Ogre actually converging here on the Legion Commander, stunning him. That is not enough, and well, the Stormbolt will just finish the whole thing. I don't think they're gonna chase it on either side. But still, I'm really worried about this Nature's Prophet. I think he's more of a liability at the moment for Buhlo, because it just didn't work out. That Orchid, I mean, he needed, how long? 15 minutes for that Orchid to finish? Just piece by piece, because he was dying almost every engagement or getting caught out. I don't think it's going to be much better, but let's see. Maybe they're going to find Tron.
Oh, they use the Orchid on him, or they get silence on him, but he's already in Shikuchi, so he's going to be just fine until he gets Orchided, then dueled. Well, that's with a very large supporting cask, and well, multicast onto RZ can do a little bit of damage, but they already took out Tron. They'll take down a tower shortly after. I think you're pretty much spot on with Nature's Prophet. Like, even the fact that he's level 12 and he has 2 points in stats instead of 2 additional points in Nature's Call, he can't even split push as well because of that. And, I mean, it's a minor difference between 3 and 5 Treants for sure, but every little bit helps when you're talking about split pushing, and he can't do that. He has to be in these fights all the time, but only Orchid phase boots is not the greatest, considering, I mean, he had a nice opportunity to get a good early start that just didn't come together. However, bottom lane, Vigos going to start with the cask onto the Sven. We'll think better of it as teleportation support does come in. That is a Puck, and there is a traveling Nature's Prophet coming in. Teleport going to prompt the BKB from the Witch Doctor, and they don't have anything in the area to interrupt that. Legion Commander nowhere near, so it's going to be Buhlo slightly closing in on Moscow 5's kill advantage.
Yep, but it's a win. I mean, considering you only have a Nature's Prophet who has like every 20 seconds a global, he's just TPing in, using the Orchid on you, you're forced into BKB or you will just die. So there's 2 more seconds left on Vigos's BKB. So do that 2 times more and you have to fear less than later in the team fights. Because a 5-second BKB, by the time he's gonna initiate and by the time he's setting up Maledict and Death Ward, like 3 or 2 seconds will be left on that BKB. And yeah, you can fast interrupt him in comparison to like a 10-second BKB, obviously.
It's
but look at top.
A lot easier.
They want to Tron.
Pashibashu's going to jump right in on Tron with the Blade Mail now. This is a kill that Pashibashu can certainly take. 1 versus 1 with a plus 80 damage Legion Commander. However, they're going to re-engage. Multicast ×2 onto Seema. He's very quickly going to drop to Vigos and King R. Now backing back onto Pashibashu. Will get the heal on himself. Has a couple of heroes teleporting in to help. He just needs a little bit more time. Coil's going to buy him that time. Overwhelming odds will do so much damage, but he's still dropping very swiftly. Nice 2-man stun from Arzeek, and now Blur Brain is going to get sprouted up. Vigos is channeling the Death Ward, but everyone's so far away from it that they don't really care. Unstable is going to come right in and kill off the Nature Prophet, make short work of him. Blur Brain trying to sprint out, won't make it happen. Macropyre Ice Path onto Arzeek, and Puck going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Sven trying to get away, has another blink soon. He's going to try to turn around for a Stormhammer. That will not be able to come out. Buhlo walk away with 2, Moscow 5 walk away with 2, and looks like that was just a straight up 3 for 3 engagement.
It's not over yet though, because there's Vigos, but Yule Scepter, I don't know who used all the Yule Scepters, but now the Puck is actually quite in trouble. I mean, Vigos being silenced, okay, we have another duel with the Plate Mail on, and that's Vigos' end. Make it a 4 for 3 trade in the end, so Buhlo having the slight advantage after all.
And Legion Commander with plus 98 damage now is getting to a point where she can very easily take one-on-one fights with anyone, assuming she's prepped up with press the attack and stuff like that, and come out on top. I honestly don't know if anyone from Moscow 5 can survive that. Maybe the Darkseer, maybe the Ogre.
Ogre Darkseer at the moment, because they are like armor beasts. We have 13 on the Ogre, we have 14 on the Darkseer. Even with plate mail and everything, they should survive it, but not with much HP though.
Well, speaking of surviving, Tron, he's going to be dancing with Stallianer and Seema on the bottom lane. He will get away because he's a Weaver and that's what Weavers do. But really, I don't think that has to be like the top of Moscow 5's priorities right now. It has to be the Legion Commander. They're going to open up once again on Stallianer. He's going to try to TP out, and it looks like it will be close, but he will be going down. Now Seema all alone in this area. Will try to kill off King R. Will make that happen, but gives his life for it. Honestly, there was no way for them to get out from that scenario, but in the meantime, Pashibashu trying to duel with the Jakiro. Looks like he just fell short of that. However, he will not go down. Maybe it's not quite enough to kill off anyone just yet as Legion Commander. He did have to worry about, I think, Darkseer messing with the fight with the mech, so maybe in a straight-up 1 versus 1, Legion Commander could have gotten away with it, but not in a 1 versus 1.5. Yep,
and I actually love the fact that there's so much armor on. Like, I just looked at the armor when the Legion Commander gets Sven's Warcry. It's just insane. 28 armor, and this is just with the Plate Mail plus the Cry, and of course base armor. Like, wow. Like, I mean, I know about the spell and everything. I'm just looking at it, especially Death Ward wise. The Sven is actually a good pick, something I didn't think about. But talking about it, Vigos again caught out. This is even more damage. 116 by now. I mean, wow. Like, this is almost worth 2 tier 1 items pretty much soon without having any crazy other items around it. He will go for a BKB. That's about it. BKB and a ton of duels.
And you get away with it because of the way Legion Commander works. He doesn't need to be going for damage items for a very long time. If he does go for them at all, BKB is very close to completed. But bottom lane, Stallianer has been in this situation so many times, and it looks like he will be in the situation one more time. 2x Multicast going to help out with this gank attempt, and Nature Prophet's going to take a fall, but not before killing off the Weaver. Wrath of Nature doing so much damage, and Weaver's sitting in Mystic Flare for just a little bit too long. At the same time, Ogre Magi trying to get away. We have a fight. Unstable versus Arzeek. Support versus support, but Sven going to pop the God Strength. Not quite enough to actually kill him off. Pashibashu's going to jump in with the duel, and Unstable, he did not realize that there were this many heroes incoming. Is going to give yet another stack of damage to Pashibashu. 134 damage now on this Legion. She's very close to being just completely unstoppable for Moscow 5.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. You know, I casted a Legion Commander, I think last week with Coucher with more than 200 damage, but talking about it, I think we're gonna see... no, he doesn't have duel for another 25 seconds, but still. Like, a Legion Commander, having all that damage, it's not necessarily a win, because the hero is still easy killable, but talking about easy killable, the Skywrath Mage, well, he got quite some ticks in the Death Ward. Oh, Vigos against 4-stuffs, it's kind of hard to place it, but at the moment he doesn't have anything to lose because the BKB is down anyway to 5 seconds, so why not just trying to?
Oh no, Pashibashu's, he's on the hunt, and he is, I guess you could say killable, but he can also very easily just get these kills, although he doesn't get the duel off, so things could be a lot worse for him. Here comes the coil, Pashibashu silenced, and he does have a duel available now, but he's going to take a fall to the Maledict. That's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. Puck still trying to get away from this fight. He's going to get caught in the ice path. Vigos is going to actually get the kill with help of that Wrath of Nature. No, Puck's actually still alive. He's going to blink up to the north, trying to orb out, but gets 2x multicasted. King R is very skilled with this hero, and that's going to be a 2-for-1. Buhlo, unfortunately, had to take a couple of extra seconds to set up for the Legion, and who knows, a duel might have made the difference, just silencing and muting the enemy, or just silencing the enemy, rather. At the same time, unstable. He's charging forward, going to find a Nature's Prophet, who is all alone, caught in the Ice Path now. Liquid Fire, Dual Breath, lots of dots on the Nature's Prophet, but the turnaround with the Mystic Flare onto Unstable is going to put a lot of damage to the Shakiro. Will be enough to kill him off, but the Nature's Prophet will be the trade. Now Seema on the run out, but Tron's going to give chase, and you cannot escape a Weaver. He's going to get the kill, and then maybe time lapse back, maybe just run out. Sven is the only one on Buhlo right now who could actually fight, and Moscow 5, well, they take a 2-for-4 trade. It's going to slightly benefit them. I don't think they can get anything off of this, however, so it's still going to just be kills being traded back and forth, and, well, that fight really just showed the difference between Legion Commander setting up with press the attack and jumping in, as opposed to just kind of just randomly starting fights.
Yep, I definitely like it. I mean, these teams, they're just trading forth and back. Like, advantages are barely noticeable overall. Like, I mean, sure, M5 now 2 kills ahead, but each and every fight is different. It's a tiny bit advantage here and there, and maybe in the next minute we're just gonna see a 34-34 again.
Legion Commander in an area to pounce, although she's going to think better of it. I think she probably could have gotten away with it, but I don't know, Pashabashu certainly knows the hero better than I. It's going to be a push on top lane for Moscow 5, where Tier 1 is very, very close to death, but Pashabashu is right in the area to defend, and Blow Your Brain, he's
this is a bad
for sure.
idea.
He has a Shiva's Guard, but now with Pashabashu getting teleportation support, he's going to jump right in for the duel. Not hit with the Ice Path. Blow Your Brain is going to get torn to shreds. No, Yule Scepter is there. Blow Your Brain is still going to lose the duel, even with Pashabashu in the air. Scarth Mage wins the duel for Legion Commander. Seems like cheating to me, but who knows. Tron going to pop the BKB and just dive straight forward, but the Ghost Scepter on the Scarth Mage will keep him alive for a little bit longer. Pashabashu is going to blink to the north, will be just fine as well. See him in the area, but it's going to be RZ to take the focus. He's already hit the God Strength. Now in the War Cry, he's going to get a lot of armor and a nice 3-man coil with the Mystic Flare onto Tron. He's going to time lapse before he dies, however, and now he will just turn around and kill off the Nature's Prophet. Pashabashu still in the back end, as is the Puck, although Puck very slippery. Let's see if he can get himself out of here. Will blink to the north or his way out. Pashabashu is still here waiting for a duel cooldown. In the meantime, Seema with Arzik dueling against Weaver is going to come out on top. Pashabashu teleporting back to his fountain is going to try to bait King R into committing just a little bit more, but it looks like King R not going to bite. Pashabashu has another duel cooling down. He sees Unstable with now a fresh Hex being delivered from no one. Another duel for Pashabashu, going to tear into that dragon. Now going to make it 170 extra damage. The longer that fight went on, the longer it benefited Buhlo. Clean disengages from most of their heroes. Losing the Nature's Prophet, but as you said, Nature's Prophet at this point is rather expendable.
Yep, and it's just as I said, we are even again 35-35 here at 35 minutes. Oh, that's actually a nice number alignment. Either way, it was quite interesting because both teams, like Buhlo called for retreat, but then they were like, oh look, I mean the Weaver is really low under the tower and they wanted to go in, but like Tron got his time lapse off and that kind of screwed Buhlo over, at least for some seconds, but somehow they still managed to get a lot out of this, and M5 then completely overcommitting. They were like, I don't know, they had such an uplift after Tron still survived it, but I think it's time for Roshan. 35 minutes, I mean, it's really about time.
They're going to jump in with the God Strength, Sven. With Warcry, they are extremely tanky, but they don't really have their my god. They don't have their hard hitters in the areas. Legion Commander is just near the top rune area. Regardless, no response from Moscow 5 just yet. However, they are closing in. King R is going to set up with the Bloodlust. Tron already in the Shikuchi is going to dive right in for it. However, nice 2-man coil is going to interrupt things. No one, though, going to get focused. He will get himself a little bit more time. Vacuum back into a wall. That's going to be Nature's Prophet dead, and Arzik soon to follow. Here comes Pashabashu, but this is a 3 versus 5 right now. Pashabashu's got to pop the BKB and just run away. Puck in the meantime runs off to the south. Blow Your Brain going to give chase. Puck going to orb straight back into the Roshan pit, and then gets killed by Roshan. What the hell? How did Roshan change aggro like that? I have no idea how that works, but Tron in the meantime is going to kill off Roshan, take the Aegis of the Immortal, and Buhlo just get outmaneuvered. They don't have all their heroes in the right place at the right time, and they end up giving Moscow 5 a huge advantage off of that.
Yeah, it's a 3-for-0 trade with a Roshan on top, and I mean, well, an H is obviously coming with it. The only downside in this fight for Moscow 5 was really the deny of the puck by Roshan. That was kind of hilarious. He just orbed in, and he was just the closest target. Roshan was just losing aggro to the target that was at the gate, moving back, and puck was just a second, like, coming out of his orb, and he just got a punch in the face. Well, this is really this might actually be a game turner. Like, this is a huge loss. So far, we just traded a bit here and a bit there. But this one actually has quite significance.
it really depends on how much Moscow 5 can actually get done with this Aegis. It is, of course, possible for Buhlo to avoid the full large-scale fights and, try to take small engagements, pick someone off here and there with a duel, and try to avoid the Aegis altogether, but it looks like Moscow 5 are not going to let that happen. It's all hands on deck for the bottom lane, where this Tier 2 tower is going to take a fall. Split pushing attempt from Buhlo up towards the top lane. Don't really think that's going to force the hand of Moscow 5. They do need a couple heroes to deal with his Legion Commander, though. She's just going to wail into the Tier 3 tower, but Moscow 5, it looks like we might be in a racing situation. After how wild this game has been, I wouldn't be too surprised if we do end up in a racing situation, but King R is going to be jumping forward. Legion Commander is going to exit, and no one trying to charge forward, interrupt TPs. He gets two, and unstable, now focused by the God Strength. Ice Path is available, but he's going to throw himself up to the air first. Nature's Prophet is going to go down because that's what he does. Puck still in the middle of the fight is going to drop right back into the wall. Macropyre not going to land, but the Scarth Mage obliterates the Jakiro. Now no one still alive, trying to go for Tron, but Orb's off to the side. Where's the Legion Commander in all this? She's closing in fast, but not fast enough. It's a 1-for-1 trade in the end, and these are the type of fights that Buhlo need right now. They just need to delay the huge scale fights and try to make the Aegis as irrelevant as possible.
To be honest, this fight actually goes to Buhlo, because, I mean, it's just a 1-1 trade for kind of similar people, but oh, what's the Puck actually doing here? Like, you can't get rid of Bucks with the Yule Scepter. Now he's alone against John. John trying to do something, but he managed to actually plink out. The Buck is running out, and yeah, that should do the trick overall. He's out, but wow, like, he actually masters this hero quite well. Like, shift blinking with a Buck on you, it also requires a tiny bit of luck with the ticks coming in.
And Puck is going to be able to survive yet again. Died 6 times, but everyone's been dying quite a few times. Puck with the blinking into a sheep is a pretty good way of initiating, even onto a Weaver. Like, you pop the Linkens with the Yules and then sheep them straight after. It's possible the Weaver just Shikuchis or BKBs before that, but it's one of the best ways to do it at this stage in the game. You're not going to find many better alternatives. But we also see a sheep stick now being picked up from the Witch Doctor, so he's not just a walking death ward anymore. He will be able to add additional amounts of crowd control, and if you sheep someone, then channel the death ward, it's a lot better than paralyzing cask. And we actually
look
see
at it.
Tron, he's going to be running into Arzeek, and Stallianer straight TP out from Nature's Prophet, will make it out alive, albeit barely. And teleportation back from Pashibashu, who's going to dodge an Ice Path, and also dodge the Ogre Magi threat as well. Buhlo, are they actually going to be forced into a defense situation right now? Because with the Aegis still on Moscow 5, this is not where they want to be.
This is exactly what Buhlo needed. I mean, they just baited out a lot of abilities trying to catch them. This was a smoke, 100 gold down the train. This was a BKB by Tron going down the train, a 7 seconds BKB actually. And I mean, even the trade before, it was a 1-1 trade. And the difference is that the Legion Commander actually made it quite a dent in that top tier 3 tower. If you look at it, there's like 2/3 of HP missing. And like, Buhlo is just at the moment doing the right thing when you have an Aegis against you. Waiting, trying to bait out some abilities without losing something, like fortifying your base, and that's pretty much it. So in another 2 minutes, we have no Aegis anymore, and well, Moscow 5 is really trying desperately. Giving it up now, falling back, just farming. But yeah, it's kind of sad that nothing came out of this Aegis.
Oh, they might have a chance yet, as Buhlo going to go very aggressively. They see Blow Your Brain, and they're going to prep for the jump in. Blow Your Brain with the Shiva is not going to stand a chance versus the Mystic Flare. Pashibashu still in the area, still can't fight, but Arzeek going to try to straight TP out. He's not going to be as lucky. He's going to get pretty much completely chain stunned, and that's going to be the Sven's death, but it is going to be a trade that favors Moscow 5, at least for now. Puck now into the air, is going to phase shift straight out from the Macropyre. Now a lot of damage onto Vigos. He's going to drop very low. Orb will not kill him off just yet, and no one trying with the Hex to make a clean retreat. Tron is going to try to chase after both Seema as well as the Legion. There's the teleport out from the Skyroth. He makes it out alive, and it looks like the Puck still fighting along with the Nature's Prophet who teleport in. They're going to catch Unstable in the Sprout, but both get with the Liquid Fire. Can't put out too much Viking damage. Here comes the rest of Moscow 5. Puck can dodge Ice Path, but it's going to be the Nature's Prophet to die. What a surprise there. Puck, where is he? Off to the top side. He's going to dodge a lot of damage from that Death Ward. Now going to try to fight up against King R. Get stunned, get Ice Path. That's going to be a 1-for-3 trade. Buhlo, are they really going to look to re-engage here? Pashibashu has another duel armed and ready, but he's going to actually use it onto Vigos. Poor Vigos, wrong place at the wrong time. Voodoo Restoration is not going to be nearly enough. 206 now on Pashibashu. He gets hit with the Fire Blast, but conceivably he can just turn around because he does have Scarth Mage right behind him. He's going to land a lot of damage onto King R. Aghanim Scepter not going to do anything for him here, and Scarth Mage is going to take that one. And overall, it is going to be an even trade, assuming Weaver doesn't get anything going right now. And him and Unstable going to try to go for Seema, setting up for an Ice Path. Not quite up yet, but they will land the Dual Breath, and Scarth Mage getting hit with quite a few dots. Going to try to turn things around to Unstable, doing so much damage with the Arcane Bolts, but he will be going down. No, healed up for now by the Legion Commander. Now the overwhelming odds, Legion Commander needs 18 more seconds to land a duel, and Tron is going to try to chase forward. Now the BKB is going to grab the gem and has a time lapse out if he really does need it. Arzeek going to charge forward with the War Cry, try to get Pashibashu a little bit closer. Now the time lapse back. Weaver should be just fine to just walk his way out. Pashibashu collects 2 more stacks of damage, though Buhlo take a slightly worse trade numerically. I think the damage on Legion Commander makes it all worth it.
Yeah, I mean, there's... Yes, it makes it sort of worth it, but there's like 3 things that actually kind of change the owner, obviously. That is a dominating streak, that is a mega kill, and it was a gem on Vigor, so... Buhlo got quite something back there in gold and experience, obviously. For Moscow 5, it's sort of like an equal trade when it comes to experience and gold. But yeah, like they lost a lot by just overextending again. They thought, I don't know, they're all back and we can just go for a rune like Vigos, and they died for it. But before, Buhlo did exactly the same. That's why it's such a 4 for Mac. Buhlo, they got that kill on Darkseer and everything was fine. Like maybe they should have like traded just one of their supports for that achievement. I mean, after all, you gain more out of it because your Legion Commander goes away with more damage. But they stuck around, like thought they can actually make the fight, and Moscow 5 got the advantage right there, but they gave it away in an instant, just some seconds later.
I think the problem was that some people from Buhlo stuck around, and Legion Commander just booked it. Like, you can't fight if you're Buhlo and you don't have your Legion Commander. Sven was dead meat, that was a given. The Puck and Nature's Prophet kind of wanted to fight more, and they really shouldn't have. Top lane, we're going to see yet another Brawl Unstable, already getting dropped pretty low due to the Puck. Now King R completely silenced, and the Dagon Blast. He's going to be annihilated soon after. Wall Vacuum with the Death Ward, though. Arzeek and Seema both going to take a very fast fall. Vigos going to chase forward for the Nature's Prophet as Puck, in the meantime, messing with Blow Your Brain. Where the hell is this Legion Commander? She is charging forward, but against Tron and Vigos, that's a lot to go through. No one in the meantime, still messing with Blow Your Brain, is going to try to get out of there. Has another phase shift, has another blink, and a sheep stick cooling down soon. He's going to blink off to the south, maybe trying to meet up with the Legion Commander. No, he's going to go up to the north and then straight TP out. Blow Your Brain has another vacuum, will interrupt no one's teleportation now. Pashibashu, no, trapped in the trees, has got to get himself out of there. I don't think Moscow 5 know about this. No, they do because of the Shiva's vision. Pashibashu could have gotten the kill on the Darkseer, but just falling a little bit short. Will teleport out straight after. It's going to be a 3-for-2 trade, although Pashibashu still can get these fights going. It's going to be very difficult just by himself.
This was a big misplay. They could have gotten the Darkseer kill here, make it a 3-for-3 trade, because they gave away a 3-for-2 trade, plus they lost a gem. I mean, Vigos at the moment is the owner of 2, so that he has double sight now, double true vision. Still, Moscow 5 coming out as a winner here. The impressive plays by the Puck, okay, prevent him from dying and waste a lot of time for Moscow 5's Darkseer. Still, this Pasha misplay with the too short blink, well, it's starting to stack up. That's a problem. Last some fights were always in a tiny advantage for Moscow 5, so if they keep on trading like this, Moscow 5 will proceed gaining some advantage. You see it even in the graphs, like gold, we are heading towards the 10k mark at the moment, and it was really a battle for it. But oh, Radiant Jungle here, look at the Augur, doing so much damage on that Nature's Prophet. He's going down. I don't even know what he's doing there. Like, I really don't know. His entire jungle is available, his Ancients are available, and he chooses to go in a warded Radiant Jungle. I don't understand.
Well, maybe Pashibashu is going to find a little bit of revenge as he's on the hunt, though I think he was spotted by that Observer Ward that spotted out the Nature's Prophet. He has a Haste Rune. He's going to try to scout out something, not going to find anyone. Roshan is up once again, and we saw the last Roshan. It did make Buhlo play a little bit differently. It wasn't actually used very well. Arzeek up on top lane is going to be set up upon Unstable. Has a Yule Scepter. No, it's going to be a Fire Blast. No. Quick blink out as Ogre Magi cast time actually screwing him over there. Pashibashu coming in from the back, I think is completely spotted right now. It's going to be converged upon. No, Legion Commander is going to slip away from that scenario, but yeah, the Nature's Prophet, I guess you figure you have a BKB, you will be able to BKB teleport out of most situations, but it only works if you actually use the item. Oh, they catch Sven in the mid lane. He already has War Cry up, so he is rather durable. Actually, no, the Yule Scepter got rid of it. Now the double ult cast onto Arzeek, going to kill him off in a hurry. Pashibashu is going to do what he can, but it's not that much. Sven down for another minute, and Moscow 5, they are in a position to take Roshan right now, but against the Puck, against a blinking Legion Commander, it is incredibly dangerous.
It's actually crazy how long a Jakiro can disable you. I mean, if he lines up everything with a tiny bit delay between the spells, but you're still getting caught by it, like he can just put you in a position while you get damage and while the other team is coming up for a follow-up for more than 5 seconds. This is 2.2 from the Ice Path and another 2.5 from the Yule Scepter. A tiny bit delay in there, so we're looking at more than 5 seconds lockdown, and that is just enough to like bring entire Moscow 5 team in there with, yeah, those blows they need. Just the Fire Blast is mostly enough to finish it off. So the Jakiro in the draft, I was kind of suspicious how they gonna use it, how they gonna lane it, but so far he's really making a good job. His macro pyre is like, he's so high in damage, but look at Viggo's bottom.
He's just dead, right? I mean, he's going to cast away and I guess try to get a little bit of farm, but Pashibashu is going to almost single-handedly kill off the Witch Doctor. A little bit of help from Stalioner, who quite frankly desperately needs the assist gold at this point, but Pashibashu now up to 224. I think it's now Pashibashu having the most damage I've ever seen. King R going to get one multicast onto the Nature's Prophet, but the buff out, and now the BKB, they're going to turn things around onto the Ogre Magi. The Orb will kill him off in the meantime. Hex onto Boiler Brain is going to return the Hex onto no one. Has Tron coming in as well. Nature's Prophet running out of the BKB has just got to try TP out. The Daedalus though on Tron, cutting through him like a hot knife, and no one. Pashibashu still trying to make some fights happen. Darkseer's going to go down. Tron now dueling with Pashibashu. This is a fight that Tron's winning with the time lapse. Blade Mail is up, however, and Tron's going to drop at the same time as Legion Commander, but that's just the Aegis. Legion Commander down for 90 seconds. RZ going to blink forward, try to go for unstable with the God Strength. This will be enough to get the kill on the Jakiro, but Tron will be able to clean up if he gets his hands on anyone. Seema's up in the high ground. Arzik is going to teleport out before Tron can get close enough, and everyone else is going to survive. Buhlo, they end up trading 2 for 4, plus they get the Aegis out. That was a fantastic fight from them, mostly because it was Legion Commander starting fights on their own terms.
Yep, I mean, they had to sacrifice some assets, obviously, of their team, but overall it was definitely a much better fight for Buhlo. They also conquered 1 gem back. Oh, actually, no, they didn't, because the Nature's Prophet went down. I'm not even sure. The gems are at the moment changing owners so fast that actually the Skyrive Mage managed to pick it up. What I have to say, though, is Tron is really the master of crits. Like, I think he got a triple crit there. That's why they actually had quite a struggle there. Otherwise, Buhlo would have taken that fight more convincingly, but Tron just coming in and with the first attack and the Geminite attack, that was a triple crit just in the first 3 hits, including the Geminite.
The 1v1 situation between Legion Commander and Weaver is going to be very swingy, like depending on how lucky the Weaver is and depending on how lucky the Legion Commander is. Both of those aspects will change how the fights are actually going to play out. And
yep.
Well, Legion Commander,
but this comes down to items, by the way, because like I don't support the Sangayasha pickup by the Legion Commander. Like this fight, this one-on-one fight, is something we might actually see repeated, like in this game. And I don't know, in a man fight, I'd rather have a bash and then later even an Abyssal Plate on a Weaver without the Linkens. The Linkens is always down when a Skyrive Mage is, for example, around, but since he has a Sangayasha, well, it was cool. The Weaver is not going anywhere, so that movement speed or the maim or anything, it didn't help you. With the bash, this fight might have been different.
Certainly, a Butterfly and Daedalus are a lot more impressive items, but Legion Commander, I guess, does have flexibility to get rid of this item later. Oh no, not the Nature's Prophet, not again. He's going to pop the BKB and just straight TP out. They have their eyes set on bigger targets. Pashibashu dropping to the floor. We'll just try to TP out of here. Looks like everyone from Buhlo is going to survive. BKB is being expended. Not a huge deal as BKBs are slowly starting to dwindle in duration. That was a 7-second charge from the Legion Commander. Will be just fine. She needs bigger items right now, like Blade Mail, Sanjin Yasha. These are all nice items to have on Legion Commander, but 50 minutes into the game, you need big ticket items. And well, right now, the Legion Commander is not doing that well in the net worth. Currently, just pretty much in the halfway mark, whereas Weaver is, leading her by about 50%. So, of course, Weaver will have bigger items, and Legion Commander is going to have to rely on dual damage to carry her way through. Pashibashu is going to, well, Unstable is going to blink forward. Won't find anyone this time. Buhlo are not going to have any split push to deal with, so this is going to just be a full 5-on-5 engagement with King R getting hexed up to start things off. Mystic Flare going to drop on him as well. Will not be lethal. They drop a wall onto no one, but no vacuum just yet as Pashibashu jumps in the back end, assassinates Vigos in a hurry. Even through the multicast, he will get that kill. Now RZ trying to fight up against Tron. Won't make it happen. It's going to be 3 buybacks for Buhlo, and Pashibashu's still alive. No one. Does he have another coil? He does. He's going to try to get close enough for Tron or anyone right now, but I don't think he's quite fast enough. He's going to drop a coil blind, but he will not actually land that onto anyone unstable. In the meantime, trying to run away from Pashibashu, and Sven will purge off the Warcry. Now blink down to the south, and it looks like he will be just fine. No, Yule Scepter will interrupt that TP, and Pashibashu is not going to get close enough to get the kill, but Sven Stormhammer most certainly will. It costs Buhlo 3 buybacks in order to defend, but they don't lose any buildings.
Yep, and that was just another gem just hitting the deck. Actually, Buhlo owns now both of the gems if they discover it, but at the moment it doesn't seem like it. I mean, they spend a lot of buybacks. That was, how many buybacks was that? 3 in summary? Yeah, that was Nature's Prophet, the Swen, and the Puck bought back, and this is something that will have a setback on them. Now the Legion Commander being pursued, but BKB, and that should do the trick with the Blink Dagger, now being ready just to get the hell out of here. But still, they were so desperate. Like, they were like, hey guys, we just spent 3 buybacks. We have to find something. We have to find a kill. And that blind Dream Coil and everything, it was good, but yeah, too close.
Well, they're going to look to reinitiate. They see the Darkseer up towards top. They have a Sheepstick. They have an Ethereal Blade. So Boiler Brain, unless he like TPs right now, which he can't, should be going down. Although Pashubashu has a different goal in mind. He sees a Weaver in mid. But that's not going to happen either. They're going to change their mind. Now it's going to be Boiler Brain, Hexed up, Stormhammer, God Strength. Boiler Brain fairly tanky, but this is a lot of damage. He will get Ethereal Bladed, surviving at 330 HP. Now they might turn things around. Hex onto no one as Tron does quickly close the distance with Shuji, wailing into that Puck, and that's going to be Puck down in an instant. Pashubashu not close enough to help out. Arzeek is going to straight TP out. Puck is down for 2 minutes, and Moscow 5 have a large window of time where they can go into the Buhlo base.
Yep, that's 110 seconds now still on the Puck. That's the opening M5 pretty much needed. And I don't understand the decision. I think Pashu made a wrong decision here. He's going to go for some split push action. Sure, against a Jakira that might be possible. Actually, Jakira has to be careful here. Even with Macropire and whatnot, I think in a direct duel, he would lose if he turns around now and really wants to. But he decides to just go back, and he has to be careful. If he loses his life here, bottom, then they just push in mid.
Well, Legion Commander does have a buyback, so maybe that's part of the plan right now. He's going to jump forward, looking for a duel, does land onto Unstable, and he does not have Liquid Fire on him, so it's even more damage for the Legion Commander, but she kind of has to worry about her base right now because they're going to quickly lose mid, and maybe some more buildings to fall. Melee Raxes are going to be fortified, but with no Puck for another minute. Can Buhlo defend this? Legion Commander's not going to spend her TP just yet, and it's going to be Raxes down over on the mid lane. Teleportation back from Boiler Brain is going to force the Legion Commander back, and Buhlo, they couldn't make a defense even if they wanted to, quite frankly. So I kind of understand where the Legion Commander is coming from here, but still it's going to be them losing one set of Raxes at the very least. Jakiro is down for another minute, and he doesn't have buyback either, but Buhlo will have pretty much no time in order to get an advantage there, as Legion Commander still fighting up against Boiler Brain, waiting for another duel to happen. Maybe the Maims are going to be relevant here. Darkseer still with the Ion Shell, now has support from King R. Here comes the Nature's Prophet. Pashubashu dropping extremely low, is going to survive with just a little bit of HP. No, Nature's Prophet, he teleported in straight into a Weaver. Poor guy, that's his 23rd death. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen a hero with this many deaths before, let alone a core hero, or core hero in quotation marks. Nature's Prophet should not be dying this many times, but
and it's also a buyback hero. That's the downtime, another 100 seconds on another hero. I mean, the Puck is coming back now, but in theory, Moscow 5, they could just replicate what they had with the 4-on-5 advantage. They could push another lane in, and I think the decision was right to drop the mid-racks and go for some split push, but maybe then on the way back getting a kill of M5 would have been possible. In the end, they don't decide for it, and I think Buhlo, they're losing ground step by step. Moscow 5, they seem on the decision-making part just a bit more experienced. Right now, for example, they go for exactly the call I just said. They want to go for another advantage using Rax push pretty much, and that's gonna be bottom.
And they know they have the numerical advantage right now, as Nature's Prophet, even though he's not really the most relevant hero on Buhlo, it's still a silence, a Wrath of Nature they don't really have to deal with. They're going to make the jump in, though. No one instantly going to get Hex. There is a duel, however, onto Vigos, and I don't think he will have enough to sustain this. No, he will go down. Coil onto everyone now. Boiler Brain is silenced, cannot get any spells off at all. Pashubashu is dropping very low, but he has a buyback, will instantly burn it right now. King R going to try to teleport himself out of this scenario. Dagon Blast is going to finish him off, and Buhlo, they buy back with their Legion Commander. Looks like it will not actually yield anything, but Moscow 5 still taking a 3-for-1 trade, not in their favor, and Buhlo going to jump into the Roshan pit. Unfortunately, still another minute-ish until he's up, but they have an opening to, at the very least, force buybacks, or try to, from Moscow 5.
Yeah, I mean, the buybacks are up on the Ogre and on the Darkseer. That should be enough for a defense, I guess, but yeah, Buhlo, they have to apply some pressure, but at the same time, they have to be careful because they still have their cooldowns. Like, we just have it used by the Legion Commander, and the Puck is still a minute 50, as well as the Swen and the Prophet. So if we see a lost team fight right here, this is the end for Buhlo. This is pretty much the end, and we have one buyback already coming out. The second one might just pop with the Ogre, but let's see. Look at that Legion Commander. Ballsy is probably the best word for him at the moment.
the goal right now for Buhlo is to try to force out buybacks from anyone else. They might get a bad read and think the Ogre Magi does not have one. Of course, that will be wrong. The wall has already been used, so I guess it's nice for them. They're going to rotate right up to the top lane, try to go for the melee racks with the back row protection disabled. Pashibashi is going to put a lot of damage into that racks, and it's a 3v5 right now. Could be 3v4. Right now, Moscow 5 just needs 20 more seconds. I don't know what Seema's doing so far up. He's going to get dropped right into an Ice Path, right into the Weaver, and Ghost Scepter is going to save him a little bit of time, just buying time for the Raxus to drop. The Scarlet Mage will go down right now, but it looks like everyone else is going to survive. Nature Prophet with straight TP out. Puck is still caught in this Ice Path scenario. He's going to throw himself into the air, has another phase shift, has another orb. This Puck is going to take a very long time to die if he does go down at all. He's going to blink out to the right, now trying for an orb jaunt, and he will make that one, but gets vacuum right back, has another phase shift and a silence. He will phase shift that after getting ethereal. He's going to drop a coil and then die. And Puck and Scarlet Mage both do not have buyback. Yes, Buhlo get one set of Raxes, but now they're defending 3 versus 5, and that is an incredibly tough defense.
Yep, this is a very tough defense. I mean, if the Scarab Mage was down, no problem. They could have defended it even without him. But now, yeah, Moscow 5, they're gonna push. Like, no doubt about it. They know the Puck is out for longer. But oh, maybe with that kill on Vigos, they slow it at least a bit down. It should be, maybe not a dual win, but it's a kill. Actually, he gets to win. There's a gem on the deck, but oh, they're gonna get the revenge, at least on the Nature's Prophet. BKB is still down from the last fight, so that's pretty much about it. I think the Legion Commander, well, does he go for some sort of split push? I mean, at least they achieved Moscow 5 not going for anything anymore. We have 3 down for Buhlo, but they're not heading towards the enemy base. They just settle for Roshan at the moment. I think that's the better, worse, like the lesser evil for Buhlo.
It's the best case they could have hoped for, right? Like, they don't get pushed, and now they're going to try to duel in the Roshan pit. Pashibashi going to jump right in just to scout, but finds a little bit more than he bargained for. Ogre Magi and Weaver, quite frankly, just Weaver can do this by himself. Sven and Pashibashi versus 3 heroes, and now Weaver has a double life. Honestly, they were going to struggle to kill him off once, let alone twice. And well, Moscow 5, they don't actually push into the Buhlo base, and they will have to worry about a Puck in 20, though they probably are unwilling to push without Vigos. They have an Aegis now, and that's going to be huge if they do want to go for another base push. What Pashibashi wants to do right now so badly is to just get another kill. Any sort of kill you get is going to slow Moscow 5's push down, and he's going to try to go for Unstable, but Unstable is going to know that something's coming for him, and Pashibashi is not going to find anyone unless the Jakiro gets really suicidal all of a sudden. If he gets a pick-off, then that might just buy Buhlo enough time to just rearm and reset, but even then they're in a situation where they have to dodge large-scale fights because they are going up against a Weaver with a double life.
Yep, I'm actually surprised that Moscow 5 was not willing to push without Vigos, so they value him pretty high in those fights, even though the main source of damage at the moment is really the Weaver, and the rest is just all about, like, disable those targets. But oh, he might find the Jakiro. He actually finds him, but there's someone in the background. He has a BKB on. They can't really stop him. The question is if he survives this one. He's trying to TP out, but, well, there's the stun, and the Weaver is critting. We have no buyback on the Legion Commander for 2 minutes and 50. He's out for 2 minutes, and to be honest, that was not worth a Jakiro kill, and they might have just, yeah, shoveled their own grave right now.
Yeah, Legion Commander, those are the plays that you kind of have to have, though. Of course, they are going to be a little bit risky. You never know exactly who's behind the hero that you're dueling, and she didn't kill the Jakiro off fast enough to get out with a TP, with a Blink Dagger or anything like that. So, Legion Commander takes the correct play, but it ends up not working out for her. And Buhlo, because of that, are going to quickly lose
tier 4.
Most of their base. And now, Blink in from Puck and land a 3-man silence, but without the Legion Commander, really, they don't have much of a chance at all. However, Legion Commander, without Legion Commander, they're going to drop the Ogre Magi in a hurry. Arzeek with the God Strength doing quite a bit of damage. Vigos, in the meantime, using his Death Ward on just the Nature's Prophet. This is probably the best fight that Buhlo could be asking for right now, but still they need to delay for a whole minute right now. Arzeek going to be dueling up against Vigos as Tron just goes straight for the tier 4 towers, changes his mind, wants to get a Nature's Prophet kill before he finishes the game. And in the meantime, Blow Your Brain coiled up. Seema's doing quite a bit of damage as the Scarlet Mage, but it's certainly not going to be enough because, well, their tier 4s are in a little bit of trouble. The Sprout from the Nature's Prophet is going to do a little bit of distraction for the Weaver, but even if he dies right now, he has a double life. He doesn't really care. That's Aegis down. Vigos is still healing everyone in the background. Buhlo might actually be making a defense here, although here comes the rest of Moscow 5. Arzeek is going to get turned ethereal, and he will buy a little bit more time. Stun now onto Blow Your Brain, but a nice Ice Path is going to connect onto 3 with the Dual Breath Macro Fire onto those same 3. Tron is ignoring everything and going for the throne, and Buhlo, they're very quickly losing heroes. Nature's Prophet and Puck, the only ones to live, and Tron, he's going to get hexed up by no one, which is going to slow the destruction of the Ancient, but this is going to be a good game. Moscow 5 have done it, even with Legion Commander with 220 plus damage. they managed to pull it out because they have the numbers advantage, they have the item advantage, and it's just a little bit of an unfortunate duel for the Lineage Commander that secures the deal for Moscow 5. But it's a nice 1 hour high action game with probably the worst Nature's Prophet score you're ever going to see, guys. This is game 1 in a best of 2. I'm Mike Loris. I've been joined by HeflaTV for this game. We'll be right back for game number 2, guys, so do not go anywhere.